Welcome back to the Full Force Combat podcast. This is a exclusive interview. He's fresh off the back of another terrific win. Very similar to the previous win, but let's get his thoughts and feelings first of all. How are we, Dennis? How are we feeling?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Feeling fat, to be honest. Been eating this week, but yeah, I feel good after the win. Like you said, similar to the last win. I think similar to like how most of my wins are probably gonna go. Anyone who watches my fights knows that like I'm a volume fighter, not really a big like knock you out in the first round. I'd rather like chip away at someone and break them in the third round. So.
Absolutely. No, it was, like we said, it was the same result as last time, and it was very similar how the fight went. However, in the first round against Ian, you sort of made that mistake with the kick at first and then ended up on the ground. That was a bit different with Gabal, weren't it? So just talk us through that first round and your feelings from that.
So yeah, in the first round against Hoplo, obviously he kicked me leg, I fell over. He just stayed on top, didn't he? Just like 150% pressure. And he sort of gassed himself out a little bit doing that. This was a bit different. This one was actually him just throwing that left overhand with 150% effort. Obviously thinking that he was going to get me out of there in the first round and not have to worry about getting tired. I knew he wouldn't. He did catch me, a couple times. I won't say he dropped me, but yeah, he can't. You might drop me. You're never going to knock me out. I've got a chin. I've got a big fucking African chin on me, haven't I? And yeah, I knew that once that first round was over, I knew that was all he had. Like he'd given everything in that first round. So these guys should probably learn by now that like you should probably pace yourself a bit better when you're fighting me. Like don't try and blow your load in that first round because you might win the first round barely. Like he barely won the first round. He might have got a 10-9 on the judge scorecards, but if you look at the statistics of the round, he only landed like 6 or 7 more strikes than I did. I took him down, landed a few elbows on the ground. I think I was winning that round probably until he dropped me. So yeah, going into that second, then as soon as the round started, I could feel that he was diminished, and then at the end of the second, Shem and Princey came in, and they goes, "Oh, it's one round apiece. You've got to win this next round." I just said, "I don't need to win this next round. I'm going to finish it in this round," and I did it just as I predicted before the fight, how the fight would go, and I believe, like I said, I believe that with my style, that's how a lot of my fights are going to go. Slow start. I might not win the first round. Like I might win the first round, I might not. That's not how you start; it's how you finish, isn't it? So.
Absolutely. No, you could smell it and you could sense it towards the end of that first round. But before the fight even begins with you, Dennis, it's all action. It's all entertainment. The weigh-ins, the press conference. Do you feel like your opponents and even their team gas themselves out before they even get in the cage? Do you think you've got? Do you think now as time goes on, it's happening with everybody? Do you feel like you've got that upper hand every single time now? You need a good mental challenge to rival you now, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think like with Peter, he definitely tried to engage in the antics. Yeah, the fact he was trying to do it with me and like bring out the ping pong balls and all this sort of shit, like it just says you're playing into my game, and like it's like you're playing into that I'm much more experienced at than you are because I do this every fight. You know what I mean? This is just what I do. This is who I am. But if you're trying to force it a bit, and like that's now consuming your whole coming into the press conference, you're going, oh yeah, so like this is what we're gonna do, like you're planning, like, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna throw a ping pong ball at him when he starts talking, and then you're gonna be in the crowd and you're gonna throw him as well. It's like that's now become a key focus of your press conference where I've just shown up, I'm just flowing off the top, you know what I mean? I'm freestyling it, and I'm age like you're gonna blow your load, you're gonna get tired, and then I'm gonna wear you down. And I think even towards the end of that second round that I started landing on him and I started talking to him, I was like, oh, are you tired, lad? I mean, he tried to like laugh it off, but he couldn't respond vocally, so I knew he was fucked. But yeah, like that's just how I do my thing, And like you said, break them before the fight mentally. into the fight. They're so emotionally invested, so like tense that they come out, they swing hard, they pressure hard, and I'm just laughing in that first round, knowing that all I need to do is just survive this first round, and they are going to be gassed. So,
do you think it's easy readable sometimes when obviously there was a bit of aggravation between your team and his team as the ping pong incident was going on, and then later during the night, not many people know this, there was a piece of paper stuck to the door with the ping pong ball on it. Do you think that's them trying to show, like, or trying to show you that, oh, we're not too bothered about it, we're not really that aggressively bothered about it, we are taking it light, but you really know that you've got to them?
yeah, don't know what happened there. I lost your sound a bit there, but yeah, I just think like like I said, they've gone to all this effort trying to find out which room I'm in and all this sort of shit, and then playing all these pranks. But like, yeah, like I don't play pranks, I don't do all that shit. I didn't try and find out what room he was in. I knew what the crack was. I knew what was going to happen when we got in that cage. So yeah, like there might be shit talk and stuff online, but like at the end of the day, then when we were face to face at the weigh-ins, he was looking at the floor, and I was the one talking to him. And I said, "Listen, you said I'm just a keyboard warrior. I'm here now in front of you. I'm talking to you. What are you going to do about it?" So yeah, I don't know. Like I think these guys are going to slowly start to learn, maybe to just stay in their own lane, just do your own thing. Don't try and like shit talk back to me unless that's what you do anyway. If you do it anyway, fair, but like don't get pulled into my game. You know what I mean? Like get pulled into my game and then you're playing at my rhythm, at my pace. So
Two very emotional wins, and it was different kind of emotions in the cage this time. This time, it's the emotion of wanting more blood. You've got a name, you called him out, and the promoter said in the press conference after this, they want to aim for Munich. And I know you like to get things moving. I know it's only been 9 days since, but I know you like to get things moving. You've been very active. So what update do you have on that, Denis? Because I know we've seen a little something from his social media.
I mean, I've called him out after the fight. I called him out before the fight. Everyone knows the crack. I called him out after Aryan, didn't I? He in Munich. I said I wanted a fight in between, so I took that fight against Gabal, little tune-up fight, little warm-up, just so I'm not like coming in after months of not being in there. He said in his socials before the fight, like if I win, he wants to fight me. Got the win, called him out. He seems to want it. I want it. His team want it. My team want it. We both want it for Munich because that's the one that makes sense. And that's like, he will bring a big crowd to Munich. I think he lives just over the border of Austria. I have a big crowd in Munich. I've fought in Munich. I've got family in Munich. They want to come watch me fight after the last time because they missed it. And now it's just on Oktagon. We're just waiting now. Obviously, they're saying they want to give me a bit of a rest. I don't really want the rest. I'm good to go. Like my foot was a bit sore after the fight, as it would be as a kicker, but I'm good to go. I'm pretty much, I've started training already. As far as I'm concerned, I'm in camp for Munich, so I just need the contract sent out to my email address with his name on it, and then he needs the contract sent out to his email address with my name on it. We'll get it signed, and then we'll get that fight going. But yeah, I don't need a rest. I've got a family to look after. I want to stay active. I want to get through this guy, and then I want to get the belt. And besides all that, like I'm not really arse waiting. Really, I don't see why we should wait. I'm good to go.
Absolutely, you want to keep the momentum going. Just talk us through the momentum and the feelings that you're carrying at the minute, Denis, because you must be on cloud nine with the run that you're on.
Not really arse about all that, to be honest. Like I've not done anything yet. I've not achieved anything yet.
That is very true.
I've like, what have I done? I've not got that belt around my waist yet. So when that belt is around my waist,
you've just won a few fights.
Yeah, I've won. That's what my job is. Do you know what I mean? You don't see a fucking plumber fix a toilet and then celebrate how much he's fixed that toilet. You know what I mean? This is something I've been working on for years. perfecting my craft, perfecting my trade to do this job. So I expect to win. I don't expect anything other than a win. So I don't really hang on my laurels for too long. As I said, I haven't achieved anything until I've won the belt, and even then, I've not defended that belt. As I said in the post-fight press conference, I want to be the guy with the belt solely for, like, that piece of metal doesn't really mean much other than, like, it signifies where I'm at in the division. So at that point, then I no longer have to step up after my fights and call people out. I'm sure at that point I will have everyone behind me calling me out, and that's what I want. I want the top contender to be the guy saying, "Denis Frimpong, I want to fight you."
Like, I want to be the guy that people are calling out. I want to be the guy with the belt, with the target on my back, and then I don't have to be calling anyone out. It's easier for me then. People are going to call me out, and I can say, you're on a win streak. You've been smoking everyone. You've smoked everyone else in the division. I'll fight you. You're on a win streak. I'll fight you." And I don't have to do all this chasing people up and then them refusing, them asking for more money, them saying your record's not good enough, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's the reason I want to be the champ, more so than anything, just so that I can say, yeah, I'm the guy to beat now.
Yeah, besides your first split decision loss, and that was UAE Warriors, weren't it? And that was just like a crazy fight that you took at the time as well. Not many people would take that fight. And then from there, you've been with Oktagon from the start, so you've never had that regional title or anything. And now you're building, you're learning on the job as well. You go into the trenches in these fights. So do you think that's going to be extra sweet for you when you do get the belt around your waist?
Yeah, I never got to get any of these sort of like you say, regional UK belts. I got an amateur one. Doesn't really mean much to me. Yeah, like, obviously going straight up and getting my first belt as a major world title, because Oktagon are one of the biggest promotions in the world. Yeah, that'd be huge for me, I think. And also the fact that I've gotten to grow with Oktagon from the start, like you say, that UAE Warriors fight, like, it was a bit of a, like, I just took it because it was an opportunity that presented itself. It is what it is as far as the decision. I didn't think I lost that fight, but it is what it is. I took a risk. Sometimes you got to take risks to get rewards. But yeah, since then I've built myself up in Oktagon. I've had 8 fights with them. I'm 7-1. I'm on a 5-fight win streak now. So yeah, I think it'll be nice to, have come second in the Oktagon Challenge, missed out on that belt, to then come through and win the actual belt, in the actual lightweight division. It would mean a lot more, I think, anyway. And yeah, like, winning against guys who have, 20 fights, 15 fights, all this kind of stuff. It's a much bigger, yeah, it's a grassroots, built myself up from the ground up kind of thing. And I don't think I'd be the first person to have come second on Oktagon Challenge and then gone on to win the belt. I think there's a few other guys that have come like runners up on Czechoslovak Oktagon Challenges, and they've gone and won the belt, or maybe won the Oktagon Challenge and then gone on to win the belt. But I'm going to run through all these guys. I'm going to get to that belt regardless, one way or another. People can try and slow me down all they want, but I am inevitable. Like, I'm coming for that belt regardless. There's no one in that top 10 that can stop me getting that belt. Absolutely no one. I've watched them all. I've studied them all. Yeah, there's some tough fights in there. I'm not going to say they're all easy, but no one can stop me. So.
Absolutely. Now, you just saying about slowing down now, the pace that you've been at since you started mixed martial arts. Let's just remind everybody how long you have actually been fighting in mixed martial arts, because it's really not that long, is it, Dench?
So I made my amateur debut in 2021.
Wow.
I had 8 amateur fights, went 6-2, and then I've now had, officially I've had 11 pro fights. If you want to go by Tapology, I've had 9 pro fights. And so 4 years I've had like over 20 fights, in total. active. Some of these guys I'm fighting have been fighting pro since before I was fighting amateur. Do you know what I mean? Like some of these guys have been fighting pro. Like I think Siraki had been fighting pro since before I was even training martial arts. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've caught up on all these guys. I've overtaken all these guys, and they're going to regret having not fought me when I was a bit more green. Because like a couple of years ago, some of these guys might have a chance against me. At least they could have beat me. Sort of what George did. George fought me when I was still quite green. I still only been training MMA like 2 years, and he'd been training a long time since he was a kid. So he beat me, and that win against me has aged very well. We'll say, because I've then gone on to grow and beat all these other guys. So that win against me has aged very well. These other guys that were scared to fight me when it was a risk for them, when I was like whatever 1-2, 0-2, whatever my record said on Tapology. And now I've got so much momentum's the motherfucker. So now it's like I've been training a bit longer. My wrestling's gotten better. My grappling's gotten better. My striking's gotten better. So now it's just a long day for everyone. They're all getting finished.
Absolutely. I think you've got a lot to attribute it to. The training, the coming over to MTT, the work that you put in, because I know how much you do put in. It's methodical, it's structured, but you've also got bags and bags of natural ability, Denis. If you didn't have that natural ability, you wouldn't have got where you are so quickly. But we're not slowing down. Those ahead of you, we know who you want, Gokan Aksu, but let's break down the division and let's talk about the rankings, because someone touched on this to the promoters in the press conference, and I wasn't too keen on the answer. So there's no real system to the rankings, is there? How do you think that they should be ranked, Denis? And let's look ahead of you now. Alan Omar, Jakub Banik, Gokan Aksu at 7. Bogdanovic, who people feel he lost his last fight against Duric, is at number 6. Then Richie Smullen at number 5, which we will touch on a little bit ahead. But how do you feel like these rankings should be worked, Denis?
I don't really have an idea how you should. I mean, the UFC rankings aren't really worked on any sort of system, are they either? Like fucking Tapology rankings obviously aren't either, because I'm somehow now out of the UK rankings. I'm not ranked in the UK, but I'm a UK based fighter. So I fucking, and then I'm ranked in Germany. I've just had a win and I've moved down in the rankings somehow. So I don't understand how any of them are really worked. I don't really care about rankings, to be quite honest with you. I look at the guys ahead of me in the rankings. Alan Omar, he's had one fight in Oktagon. Does he deserve to be there? No. Should I overtake him now after winning a fight? Yeah. Who else did you say? There was fucking, what's my man's name? Jakub Banik. When was the last time he fought? You know what I mean? Like, when was the last time he fought? He shouldn't be in the rankings. He should be removed automatically for inactivity. Then you've got Gokan Aksu, who, to be fair to him, is 1-2 on the trot. He's like on a 5-fight win streak in total. But he's 1-2 on the trot on Octagon. So, to be fair, he should be ranked up there. He's the guy I want to fight next. He's the next natural progression. Ahead of him, you've got Predrag Bogdanovic. Like you said, lost a fight against Keita like over a year ago. Came back, won a fight against Duric that he shouldn't have won, really. Like, it was a split decision. I believe it could have been a draw.
It was close. That was very, very close.
Yeah, it was close, but I don't think he won.
It was a nothing fight, though, as well. There was nothing.
He landed something like 20 shots the entire fight in 3 rounds. That's fucking outrageous. It's appalling. But yeah, fair enough. He's 17-2. He's only lost 2 fights. One of them was against Keita. So, based on his record, I suppose you could say he deserves to be in the top 10. Fair enough. But he is boring. No one wants to watch that shit. Then you've got Richie Smullen. Deserves to be in the rankings. I believe wants to fight a featherweight more so. So, after he beats Buki and he wants to go and move back down to featherweight, are they going to make him fight a lightweight, or are they going to let him go back down to his natural weight class? Who knows? But he will be.
See, this is the tricky thing, because now I've seen him put on social media that him and Booker, that should be made for the title fight. So I think like they've pushed him towards lightweight despite him wanting to operate in his natural weight class of 145. So do you think that you can see it from a distance when you take a step back that if they really want to build toward this Ireland card, then they want to build you up the rankings, get Smullen in a title position, and they've got a major title fight to bring back to Ireland with 2 Irish. I don't know. That's my thinking behind it.
That doesn't make any sense, because if they wanted to build an Irish card, surely more Irish champions would make sense. So like, I can't make featherweight. He can make featherweight. He's naturally a featherweight, right? So it would make more sense, surely, that he went down, fought for the featherweight belt, which is also vacant. And then I went and fought for the lightweight belt, which is also vacant. And then you've got 2 Irish champs in two opposing divisions. You've got Will with 2 belts as well. That makes more sense, doesn't it? But I'm not going to tell Oktagon how to operate their machine. Me and Richie probably won't want to fight each other unless it is for a belt, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd rather not fight my countrymen, you know what I mean? If we don't have to fight each other. And if we don't have to fight each other because he's gone down to featherweight, then I don't see why it would make any sense for them to push us to fight each other. It doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, but Richie deserves to be in the rankings up there. I think he was in the rankings at featherweight, and then they've moved him up to lightweight, which I don't really understand, but it is what it is. Then you've got Attila. So Attila's like 16-10. To be fair, has only really been beaten by really good guys. Had some close fights against like Sadari and against Ronnie. You know, yeah, like he deserves to be up there, but he is 1-2 in his last 3 fights in Oktagon. So the guy he just beat on a decision was like 11-10. You know, 50-50 record. You went to decision with him, didn't even finish him. Does that deserve to put you in the title race? I don't think so. You've got Max Koga, who hasn't fought in, again, over a year. Last fight was against a bantamweight Rakic. Like, give me Rakic and see what I do to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, does he deserve to be number 3 ranked? No. You've got Legarski, again, coming off the back of a loss a year ago against Keita. Hasn't fought since. Does he deserve to be in the title picture on the back of a loss? No. Ivan Buchinger, number 1. Like I said, he's about to get smoked. He's really a featherweight as well, by the way. Like, he is another guy who should probably be a featherweight. Yeah, he's about to get beaten by Richie anyway. So, yeah, like, I do believe I should be allowed to smoke Gokan in November and then fight for a belt.
So based on activity out of everyone there, you broke that down really, really well. So based on the activity out of everybody, Booker, yourself, Richie, and Gokan have all been majorly active, all on good runs. So is this not like this? That's just what I'm saying from Oktagon's point of view. This is like the winner of both of them 2 fights will fight for the belt. So then in my eyes, it's going to be an all-Irish title fight. I
mean, that does make sense. But then if Richie decides he doesn't want to fight a lightweight and he wants to fight a featherweight,
I know. I'm with you on that. I am with you. I'm with you on that, because it would make sense to have 3 people across 4 divisions holding belts in Oktagon. Will with the 2, and then use 2 in the lower weight classes. But I'm just thinking that from their point of view. But I am totally with you on that. And Richie has said numerous times that he wants to be back at featherweight. But if that's the case, well, I say if that's the case, if you get offered the Ivan Buchinger fight, you're going to take it out from his perspective as well.
Yeah,
especially after he beat the man who he was due to fight.
100%, and like if they want to make I go out and smoke Gokan, and then Richie beats Buki, maybe he retires after that fight. And then you want to say, me versus Legarski for the belt. That makes more sense. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Legarski can get a little win on the way, or I can fight Attila. I don't mind. Max Koga, any of them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not worried about, like, most of these guys have more fights than Richie does as well. Like, it's not like I'm fucking scared of Richie. I just would rather not fight my fellow Irishman.
Of course.
In a division full of loads of other guys, Germans and Czechs and that. Especially when my fellow Irishman actually is naturally the weight class below. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't really make any sense for us to do that. But yeah, we'd have to see. Obviously, another thing we have to talk about if I'm to fight Richie is that we're both getting well paid for fighting our countrymen. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's something that we'd have to discuss with Oktagon. But all I want right now, all I care about right now is I wanted my 4 fights in the year. I wanted to finish my year in Munich, get a little money before Christmas. You know what I mean? Get some nice things from your little boy, and go 4-0, all on German cards. Build my fan base even more in Germany and in Munich, and smoke Gokan Aksu. Smoke on Aksu, you know.
So yeah, we can sit here and speculate all bloody day about these rankings and what could happen and what might not happen and this person and that person. Ultimately, it's Aksu next, or it's all but signed. You just need that contract sent in. So Denis, how do you beat Gokan Aksu? What is the key to beating?
However I want. He's not as good at as me on the feet. He's not as good of a grappler. He's 5'8", so he's small. He's lost 6 times, so like, you know, he knows how to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, someone that lost 6 times, you know, when the fight's going not your way, you know that like, I can find a way out here, you know, and I think that's what he's going to do. I think when he's in there with me, against me, he's going to realize that I'm a different caliber to these other guys that he's been fighting, and he's going to very quickly have pace put on him. He's going to get worn down. He's going to probably start looking to shoot and try and take me down. It's not going to work. I'll probably get his back, elbow him a little bit, and then I think I'll ground and pound finish him from there, you know.
So do you have a message for the Turk?
I don't really have a message for him. I know he wants to fight. You know, I know he's not scared. He has been actively looking for the fight also in Munich. So I know that the delay in the contract being sent out is not on his part, you know. I would have a message for Oktagon, which is, let me fight this guy. He wants to fight me, so let him fight me. If he's bad, you know, and let us get this fight going in Munich. We know it's going to sell. We know there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of boos, a lot of cheers, and the winner of that fight should be in line, I believe, to start making a run at the title. If not the next fight after that, then max one more fight. I wouldn't mind a fight against Max Koga, you know, before the title fight. If we had to like do one more and maybe not skip over Max Koga, I wouldn't mind a fight against Max Koga. He's an experienced guy, a big name. I wouldn't mind a fight against him in like Dusseldorf or in maybe Frankfurt or whatever. But just let me and Gokan fight. Send the contract out. Let us sign the contracts. Let me jump into a camp while I'm still fit, still fresh, and let me go and take this Turkish guy out and fix that hairline of his.
Absolutely. 22nd of November, Sap Garden, Munich. It'll be Denis's second time this year. The fan base is growing. He's loving it. Just give us one last message for your German fans, Denis, because they're all over you at the minute. Your followers doubled with your big win the other week in Frankfurt.
Yeah, they're loving it, mate. They are loving it. My Germans, most of my followers are actually now German, which is mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone needs to go and pressure Oktagon. Tell them you need to see the Menace show in Munich. You know, Munich Menace once again. Sap Garden's even bigger than that last arena we fought in. So let's get it going. Let's get messages going to Oktagon. Tell them what's up. Tell them that's a fight we need to see. And yeah, we'll get it going. Hopefully in Munich. Like, you know, I'm ready to go. Like I said, I'm still fit. Not really any injuries. Foot was a little bit sore. It's all good now. And yeah, let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Andre, Pavel, other Andre, matchmaker. We know the dance. Let's get it booked in so we can all start making plans. Denis, it's been great to chat again today, my mate. Thank you for your time.
Listen, I appreciate you for having me on.
Cheers, brother.